The Jewish story. This week's story from the Holocaust is taken from the book Open Wounds, The Crisis of Jewish Thought in the Aftermath of the Holocaust, written by David Patterson. Just as Jewish souls were crushed before their bodies were destroyed, very often the image of the Father was broken before he himself was taken away to death. Sara Zyskind, for example, recalls the moment of gazing upon her father as he prayed, wrapped in the tallit, the prayer shawl of ancient tradition. It struck me, she relates, that there was something very strange about Father's praying form, as if it were an apparition from another world. Another world? What am I thinking? Father was still part of this world, and he was all I had left here. I gazed at him again. There was nothing about him that recalled the image of my once young and exuberant father. Another example of the fragmentation of the image of the father is Gerda Klein's description of her father's reaction when her brother Arthur was forced to leave their home. Now he was as helpless as I. An overwhelming feeling of pity and pain swept over me. I embraced Papa. The touch of my arms made him shiver, and a suppressed, terrible sobbing cry rose from his throat, a cry which I shall never forget, which had no resemblance to the human voice. It sounded rather like the cry of an animal when it has been stabbed and is dying. He who had been heir to the word, who had conveyed the word to his children, loses the word in the loss of his image. For the word, the human voice, is just what constitutes that image. Elsewhere, Klein remembers that her father had changed so much. Leon Wells notes that his father's hair had turned grey and he was very thin. And in the opening pages of her memoir, Livia Beaton-Jackson recalls, "My father seemed to grow somewhat slack as winter wore on. His silences became longer." In the ontological assault on Jewish being, it is not enough simply to murder the father. The killing of his body must be preceded by the annihilation of his image, for in his image lies the Jewish tradition that the Father symbolizes.